What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fluesbrothers Chimney Service Fireplace Fridays. Thanks for tuning in today. Well, look, there's Joe. Um, Down here at the office this morning, I'm not wearing Fluesbrothers gear. Let me tell you what happened last night. Owning a business can be tough some days. Owning a commercial building can be even tougher. Unfortunately, there are these people out there that think they can get ahead in life by stealing and breaking and entering and things like that. Now, we have excellent security. You can hear that going off in the background and everything. I get texts with motions and stuff. But I woke up this morning and looked at my phone, went to go to a workout with my son, looked at my phone, and unfortunately, I saw motion, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. A guy had clipped our fence and crawled under and was checking trucks or whatever he was looking for. Some criminal, unfortunately. So I had to come down here, check, make sure everything was fine. Luckily, it was. It gets very locked up here and everything. Other guys do an excellent job. But criminals are going to be very determined. If they would put that type of determination into their life, they would probably be very successful in life. Instead, they choose to do what they think is the easy route and disrupt good people, good companies' lives by their actions. So anyway, I've got a few guys here. We're reinforcing the fence and everything, going through everything, making sure everything's cool, to hopefully deflect anything in the future, because it's very trying and it's very difficult on a company to deal with things like this. So instead of working on the business today, I'm in my run out the door gear, and luckily we've got a great staff. It's a little rainy today, so we had a guy that we could pull in out of the field to help me redo some stuff, fix what the criminal had gotten. But whenever something like this happens, we're going to tie things up even tighter. So one of these times someone's going to get in a lot of trouble, because we will prosecute to the fullest. There is no ins or outs, just like it should be. And then the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department and the criminal system will have to deal with them. So unfortunately, things like that happen, but it's not going to deter us. We're still running appointments. We're still providing excellent service. I'm not down in the dumps about it. It's a little frustrating, but again, determined people. But again, if they would just take that energy and determination, obviously energy to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and put it towards something good, they would go a lot farther in life instead of crime. But anyways, let's get to other things. What is happening in the chimney world? Well, we've had a lot of rain this week, and rain leads to leaky chimneys. So we've been running a lot of leaky chimney calls, and that happens this time of year. Real estate, we usually do a lot of real estate this time of year where someone's buying a home. But as most people know, real estate's extremely hot right now, and people are, buying houses for more than what they asked, and all this other craziness, bidding wars, all this stuff. And I've seen this happen before. It happened years ago, and unfortunately, then the housing market started crashing after, everybody was getting loans, and it broke the banking system because they were approving people for more than what people could afford and things like that. So be wise with your money. But let's talk about buying a home. When you buy a home, we're still doing a lot of real estate stuff, but we've definitely seen a decline. Why is that? Well, it's because with the real estate market being so hot, people are foregoing inspections. So what'll happen is we will get an extremely busy fall for the next 2 years, 3 years, especially because these people that just bought their home are all excited. They get in there, and then it starts getting chilly outside, and they go, hey, I want to use that fireplace. We should probably have it checked, because we didn't have it checked when we bought the place. And then we come out, we do our inspection, cleaning, what have you. Unfortunately, anything you don't have checked by a home inspector, or have your main line scoped, all these things that your real estate agent should be recommending that you have done, if you forego those, you might have some surprises when you go to use things or live in that home for a while, that that you could have possibly either negotiated or did something with, knowing, or maybe not even bought the house, knowing that this was going to be a problem, and you might be looking at thousands and thousands of dollars to fix. So, if you're buying a house, that's kind of the topic of my Fireplace Friday today. If you're buying a home, I would strongly suggest, even though there's bidding wars and all this other stuff, once you lock down and you get into a contract, you've got some time. And you should always get a home inspection. You should always get a chimney inspection if you got a fireplace, whether it's gas, wood, anything. You should get, let's see here, what else should you get? You should definitely get termite. And you should definitely get your drain scoped, your main line scope, because that, on an older house, that goes bad. Our house, I think it was built in around 1970s, and our main line went bad. We lived there for quite a while, and we noticed stuff was starting to back up into the drains and stuff. So we had it scoped, and we found out that it had breaking, tree roots had breaking the tile. There's clay tile, just like chimneys. And now, of course, just like us, if you have broken clay tile in your chimney, we put a new pipe down it, or we coat it, or whatever. And there's different coatings you can do in the plumbing industry too for that main line. But the most severe or the best change out is they dig up your entire yard, unfortunately, and then they put in a PVC pipe, and then they have to have it inspected. And when ours went in, I even went out there, and I'm not a plumber, but I noticed, hey guys, that it looks like the seams are going the wrong way. And of course they kind of, I guess I offended them a little bit by, ironically, Johnson County Wastewater came out, inspector guy came out, and my dad had worked for Johnson County Wastewater, so the guy knew who I was, and we chatted a bit, and I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, that's not going the right way. So even the pros that are coming out, sometimes make mistakes. And fortunately, they were able to identify that through the inspector that came out and get it switched over. So now we're back in good shape. So it's not bad to get a second set of eyes on things. Speaking of that, we do it here because people make mistakes. It just happens. Hopefully those guys learn from that one mistake and they've never made that mistake again. But every evening, that's what Joe's kind of doing over here right now. We have two guys, we've got Joe and Tyler, who do a great job. At the end of the day, they go through and just double check all the jobs from the day and the repairs and make sure everything's in check, make sure no one missed anything, because two heads are better than one. And as far as I found, there aren't many companies in any industry that do that. There are a few, which I'm a strong believer in it. We even do spot checks at repair jobs just to make sure, we aren't forgetting something. Make sure everything's going on good and quality. We trust our guys 100%, but again, you inspect for what you expect with people, and you just want to make sure there might be a learning opportunity in there too. Back when it was just me, I didn't have anybody to really check me. I'd send pictures of stuff that I was doing to a few people that I trusted and said, hey, how's this look? Did I do a good job here, or what have you? So we carried that on now that we've got, 17 people working here. And we even do it in the office. Just, double check each other, make sure everybody's doing a good job. And there you go. Daniel Hodgson, how you doing, buddy? It says, good advice. In the UK, it's legal requirement for a certificate of compliance. Or building control for any solid fuel appliance now. Ooh. When you buy a property, the lawyer will ask these docs for these docs. Without them, you risk the sale. Right. And there are a few things, and I know in the United States there's a lot of areas where they do require, if you have like a septic tank, that the septic tank, which is a collection for the waste in the house, collection vat underground, that it gets checked. Because, that can be hazardous material spewing out into the water system and everything else. And so a lot of places require that to be checked, and if there's any problems, you have to fix it or replace it or whatever. So it's actually good to get, for these things to be in place, because it keeps everybody protected. So, But short of that, what else is going on? It's hopefully we go without a little bit of rain. It's supposed to warm up a little bit more next week, which is good. We can get back in. We're doing a lot of masonry repairs. We got two excellent, experienced masons on staff now, and they do wonderful work. They've really taken us up a level, and so everything else is pretty good. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for the advice, Daniel Hodgson. Thank you. Who else came in? Mike Biswas, my dad, James Earl, Lindsay Manning Wins watching. Thank you. So yeah, everybody that's tuned in or watching this in the future, we greatly appreciate you. If you need anything or you're buying a house, have those chimneys inspected, give us a holler here at the office, 913-236-7141. We want to be your chimney sweep. Come by and see us sometime, make an appointment or whatever. If you want to come and check out the world headquarters here, we're pretty proud of it here. And we'll catch you next week for Fireplace Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody.